I was about 15 and I was on my way to a church camp with my youth group. I was sitting on the bus reading my Bible, specifically the New Testament, when I told God, God, I see in this Bible, I see in this New Testament that you healed people, but I've never personally seen you heal anyone. So I don't know if you do still heal people today. If you do still heal people today, I need you to show me. So just a few days after that, we're at this church camp with my youth group, and it was the last night of the church camp. And there was this man on stage preaching. And while this man was preaching, the presence of God came into the room in the same way that it came into my youth building the first time I encountered Jesus. I remember laying on the ground at this youth camp because the presence of God was so thick and so tangible and so powerful that I couldn't stand up. After a while, this preacher asked people in the room to raise their hands if they needed physical healing. People all over the room raised their hands. He then said, I don't want the leaders to go pray over these people. I want the students to go pray over these people. I saw this girl from my youth group standing on the side of the room with her hand raised. Her name is Rachel Clay. So I decided to go pray for her. When I got over to her, a couple of people were already praying for her, and they had their hands on the top of her head while they were praying for her. Now, I had no idea what was wrong with her, so I just decided to put my hand on top of her head and pray for her too. After what felt like a few minutes, the preacher asked people in the room to raise their hands if God had healed them. This girl that I had just prayed for, Rachel Clay, raised her hand. Mind you, I still had no idea what was wrong with her, so I asked her, what happened? What did God heal you of? And she told me, I have been blind in my left eye since I was born, and I can see clearly out of my left eye for the first time in my life. Now, we covered her right eye, we tested it. She could see clearly out of her left eye. So the first healing miracle that I ever saw was someone getting physically healed by God of blindness. And it came a few days after I had just told God that I didn't know if I believed that he still healed people today, and that I needed him to show me without a shadow of a doubt that he does. So at 15 years old, that was the day that I believed without question that God still heals people today.